Fahrenheit TV.
Illowid Holler, where am I?
Yeah, love is in the colors, don't be colorblind. Seen the wonders in your butter and your cocoa lines. Oh, won't you tell the sun you're thankful in the summertime? Won't you tell the sun you're thankful in the summertime? Yeah, summertime. Yeah.
Basically saying like I'm gonna give y'all these stories as well, but our own version of it. Like I'm gonna tell our stories about our people going through struggles, and I also said Jamal, like those people too, because like no one really talks about the dude's struggles as well. Like I want to, it's like this. I just want to make sure I touch every base of every story of everybody's lives in my own personal life as well, my experiences.
And you're doing that. You know what you remind me of? I don't like they, you know, those griots, I think that's what they call them, like in Africa. They're basically like the storytellers of like the village or whatever. And I feel like that's kind of one of your missions in life that God and the universe has given you, is to not only be a storyteller of your personal life, like you said, but, you know, telling other people's stories. And I think you creating all the time and you know, putting out these amazing, you know, projects that not only are you going to get to where you need to, you want to, and where you vision yourself, but I think it's really like you're really doing God's work, if that makes sense. Like whatever, you know, God, universe, whatever you believe in that like puts you on this earth to do, you're doing the work because you're telling those other people's stories. So that way, not only do they feel heard, but other people could listen, could relate, could heal. And I think that's beautiful.
Wait. Can I preach or speak my speech? I won't deplete niggas, get a girls and hood rat nails. We came to teach, nigga, this is me and I look good. Fuck out my reach, nigga, metaphor for our metaforms. We come complete, nigga. Stories turn to reality, quick to draw to retaliate. Murderers, rapists, burglars, police killing the children. Black women just end up missing, deep rooted like deep condition. I haven't heard from the murderers, victims who turn reality into a form of mentality. Go to box for the battle and hear my voice as I'm chattering. Debbie daddies and mamas who pray for karma to come up, but they don't notice they come up. Stigmatism, what color your racism?
The second verse is about being a black woman in the hood, how they call them ghetto now, but like they used to be the smartest people in the neighborhood.
Yeah, they do.
Like,
they do.
Like you talking about their nails, call them ghetto, all that, like ghetto girls and hood rat nails. Like they came to teach like that, but bro, yeah, you call them ghetto and all that, but they can't preach. Which is why the voice, that's why the voice I do sounds ghetto, because I don't call it ghetto, but like that's why it sounds like yeah,
what people
like
what people would think of,
so but people think of it, but like at the end of the day they came in to teach. And then after I say that, I get into detail like about the reality of life and like what's going on with the government, racism and colorism, all that in that second verse. And that's why when I first start the track, when I say niggas talk shit but any nigga ain't say shit to me, that's me saying like, yeah, you just, we all know people talk smack won't say to your face. That's how
of course,
especially in the black community, like people do that. But
a lot of fakeness, unfortunately.
Yeah, so basically that's me calling people like, yo, if you're gonna talk about me, make sure you can back it up, because if you don't, I'm gonna write about it, and it's not gonna be like, it's not gonna be pleasant. It's not gonna be pleasant if I you. So, but that's just me coming back to Boston, telling what I'm gonna do, and if anyone wants to test me on this, believe I can back it up. But if you champion me and all that, like if I'm gonna make sure that y'all do like push me, and I'm gonna push y'all. The more y'all push me, the more I'm gonna push y'all as well. Like I love all the listeners, I love all the supporters. So I want to make sure that I get us all on the map and everybody sees like our city is one of the greatest cities because free. Because what the hell, the guru is from Roxbury, and a lot of people don't even know about that.
Yeah,
like,
and I think that's why, like, even going back to your point earlier of like making sure that we're supporting each other here in Boston as artists, because a lot of times people are forced to leave the city, not only because of the lack of opportunities we have. Like I would say that I am proud of like, you know, some of the Boston artists that I've been blessed to meet, like you and other people who are kind of making opportunities for themselves in the city. But we have to be honest that there's not a lot of opportunities for us unless we create it ourselves, and we don't always have the resources to create it ourselves. And so a lot of artists are forced to leave the city and go to other places that they'll have more support, you know what I mean? And that's probably why they don't really will say like, oh, I'm from Boston or whatever, because there's no support. There's nobody to be like, oh, I had your back, I really loved you through your caterpillar stage or whatever.
Yeah, like it's this selfish desires everybody has in us. Like that's one thing, and I ain't even mentioned that in the music, yo. Like we're a selfish ass city, like as a whole, like, but at the end of the day, I'm still gonna support y'all. So y'all can understand, like, if I'm the one who's gonna support the city and say that, then I'm gonna keep doing it. Like if I ever because my goal, like, I'll go to my double XL so I could finally talk about Boston on there and like with my freestyle, and like stuff like that. But yeah, I want to make sure that everybody understands, like, not everybody in that city is selfish like that. And that's why a lot of people leave, because of the fact that it's selfish. Like I left and got support like that. And I see it. I'm still gonna leave and do my support, but I'm still gonna represent the city at the end of the day. And I'm always gonna come back. Like I'm gonna come back. Like I said, I'm gonna give back to the community, everything, you know.
And we gonna hold you accountable because you on this interview. So we'll be like, hey, you did say this and that, but I don't see you, like, you know, changing your mind on that. You seem as a man.
I'm not changing my mind. No, I'm not changing my mind on it. I just tell people to be patient, because
it takes time.
It takes time. Like don't
support you in the journey while you're here.
Don't just expect when as soon as I make it, I can get back, because I just got there. Like
exactly.
I have to add the money up.
Exactly. We understand.
Money, resources. So I just want to make sure people understand that. And like the goal of this music is to make sure that I want to make a career that I love doing, and also make other people's career as well. Like I'm trying to break that selfish cycle as a whole. And then that's why after the summer vacation goes, summer ends, because technically the EP ends after 1617 summer goes, summer ends, which I'm just explaining the whole project as a whole.
I don't need someone to tell me, nigga, I'm good. I pray my boss will go so far just to get me out my hood. Before I gravitate and tally up all the mentions, I wanna elevate my city, bringing Boston attention. Y'all got us locked in detention. New school year teachers, I say in classes in session. I got explored as a freshman, was in my final hour. Nothing even matters, what's with them is education. I heard him say he's as good as God, man. They always try to bring me down, but I'ma touch the sky.
Basically saying, like, I'm not going nowhere. Like y'all can't get rid of me. Like I'm Pollen. Like I'm trying to make everything.
Oh, that's green. Why it's named Pollen. Okay, okay.
Yes, it's called Pollen because I'm ready to make sure, like, through all of this, through all the things, all the journey I showed y'all, all the life experience y'all just experiencing, made me who I am. But also for Boston people anyway, make sure, like, oh, this is true. Like this is, we all experience it. Like I think that's why it touches people in Boston more than other states. Like people still love it, but I feel like for people in Boston who listen to the project, they love it more because, like, yo, they literally understand each song.
Yeah.
Each song is like each song is like, yo, this is a certain event that we all experience, you know. And technically the whole project ends at summer ends, but then you get Wake Up, so now you're waking up through all of it now. Like it's not just the beginning. So technically you could play the project backwards. Yeah,
that's beautiful. You could, and still get the vibes, the messages, the inspiration, all of that. That's beautiful.
Exactly. You could play it back, and that's why I did Wake Up, because, like, remember in the beginning track, it's like morning time, and you're flying through the field, Pollen, and Wake Up is like you just experience it, but now you can go back.
Go over it again. Yeah.
Next
day. It's like the next day of summer.
Now you're waking up, and now go enjoy your experience.
Yeah, that's beautiful.
That's the whole point of the project.
Aaron, I am so grateful that you really broke down every song, because not only did you give our audience, you know, the little tidbits behind, the little magic behind every track, but I think it's going to make them more excited to listen to it and, you know, see what you were talking about and, you know, put those pieces together and, you know, see how they feel about it as well. And I wanted to ask you a question. I know thank you for, like, talking about all of the process and the science behind it. But yeah, no, it's good. And I want you to feel that you could, you know, express what you've done. You've done great work. You should be talking about it. You know, it shouldn't be like, tell me what you think in 1 minute. Come on. That's not fair. You know what I mean? So unless we were making a promo, that's different. But no, this is a candid one-on-one interview of learning the magic behind Aaron Bates. And one of the things I noticed is that you collaborate with others, right? Like the producers, like, again, I was saying the production's so amazing, but like the producers that you work with, like, can you kind of talk about your relationship with some of the producers and, you know, making the tracks and how that's been?
I'm trying to be rich with the producers, because those producers, I just found those on honestly on YouTube, and I was just like, I'm gonna make a but what's it called again? All those on Pollen, all those producers, I do not. That's found on YouTube, and I always give them credit for it. Like I never. Okay. I don't give them that credit for it. When I do make it, I'm definitely gonna meet these people like, yo, y'all help me with this, y'all help me with that.
Yeah.
Like, my goal is to own, like, all of that and, like, let them know, like, yo, it wasn't for y'all, this project wouldn't be as gorgeous as it is. But my boy, if you see something that's produced by Drix Beats, that is my boy, it's my brother. I knew him for like about 6 years now. No, 4 years. 4 years, and me and him worked together too. And he gave me my first ever beat. He made a discouraged beat. He made a know me beat. He made a discouraged, the disastrous beat.
Mm-hmm.
And like, he's an amazing, like, he's part of my team. He's a dope producer. He can make any beat. Like, me and him actually working on a couple. Me and him actually have a couple of, projects in the works right now, actually. So. Mm-hmm. And I know, and this is my first interview ever. I'm actually working on a project right now.
You are? What? Look at you. I love that. And so I have like 2 follow-up questions with that. So one of them would be, since you talked about like your boy, like working with him as a producer and stuff, and being able to discover these other producers on YouTube, which thank God for YouTube, right? If we were, say, it's post-COVID, COVID's over finally, right? And now we're kind of getting back to normal. And say they're like, all right, Aaron, we want you to go on this tour called like Uplift the Nation. I don't know. Let's just make up this dope ass tour that people are going to go to. And they're like, yo, we want to know who you want to go on tour with. Who would you go on tour with? What artist would you go on tour with? And then I wanted to ask you, how would your set design look like if we were watching you on stage? I know that's kind of crazy, but like, I want you, since you're a person that like, I feel like you like to visualize, you like to affirm things in the future, I want to know, like, how would it feel? How would you want me to feel and the audience to feel if we came to your concert for the first time? And who would be like, if you're the headliner, who are going to be some of your opening acts? What kind of artists would you want to be on tour with?
Putting all my team on the map. So I'm gonna mention a couple of them. So I'm gonna put Sonya on there. I'm gonna put Joe Saza up there, Straight to God up there. I'm gonna put 3AM up there. Kareem, Kareem's my boy.
Of course, love Kareem.
My boy Drick's gotta be there because he's producer. Like, he gotta be on there doing his thing. My boy Keese, JD, Black Tech. Who else? Like YQ. Those are all my people. I want to put my whole team on the map. Like, that's my goal. Make sure I want to put those people on there. Like, that's who I want to be on the map. My team, my crew, my boy Michael, my boy D, Devin. Who else? I'm trying to think of the top of my head. Who else do I want?
This is gonna be an ultimate tour. There's so many dope people on this.
Yeah, and they all do different sounds. All of us do different, unique sounds. So you're not gonna get the same thing every time.
Yeah, so it's gonna be a unique experience for a concert goer.
My boy Menace, he's like a producer, mix master, engineer. I mix and master. I produce too. Which I'm actually saving my tracks that I produce for my debut.
Nice.
And
so
hit
2021, we're gonna be excited. New project. Yes.
In the works. Just have them on tour. And for me, the set will look like, it depends what project I'm doing. I'm pretty sure people assume for Pollen, it's gonna be sunflowers everywhere.
Yeah, I love the sunflowers. They're so pretty. Yeah. So how would you do it? Like, what? Just tell us which. If they're like, because obviously everybody got minutes or whatever. So they're like, all right, you got like, an hour on, on this stage. Like, what project are you gonna perform in? How would the set design would look like? Unlimited budget. Let's just say that. Unlimited budget.
It'll be crazy. I would literally have like dances on stage as I'm performing, like on like wearing like all dark skinned dances. Like I would probably put all dark skinned women, dark skinned men on stage, just for melanin. Somehow I would want that.
Yeah.
And like have them wear African stuff and like African beads, because like I have a whole bunch of like African pieces.
Yeah, I love that.
And I've always wear those, even when I get like money. I know a lot of people say the ain't gonna change, but I'm not gonna wear chains. I just want to wear like the African pieces.
Yeah,
like,
remember where you come from, the motherland.
Right, and that's what keeps me like that, because it reminds me of my grandfather, because he like was so big on like the African culture. He actually was a Black Panther, which I didn't find until my mom, my mother told me about it. Yeah, I didn't know about it. My mother told me about it. So like this, like I just wish I had more conversation, because I didn't, because he died when I was like in middle school.
Okay.
So I didn't get a chance. Like I know him, but I didn't get to know him as much as I wanted to. So like this what keeps me close to like all the pieces I wear. It keeps me like, I feel like I gotta represent something.
Never choke, never clash, never blow, don't you crash. Never thought I was gonna be a grab. Never thought you gon' have you a fan. Kinda figure I would die on a plantation. Slave man's hand, man. Ran that Grand Prix and lost his spark, lost his jam. Get up, your life, man. Don't give up, split up, switch up, pick up that book and read your life stories from Jacob to Balu. I challenge you to go and read my life, go and see my life. Never had to go through this, never had to go through that. You don't know the life I live, you don't gotta go through that.
If you notice, I wear the head wrap.
Yeah, I love the head wrap. Yeah.
Like, and that's part of African culture, and like me coming from, like I just want people to understand, like when you see that, like I know someone, a lot of people introduce my music, they already are introduced to Pollen first. And when they introduce to Pollen first, they see the cover and they're like, oh, let's see what this dude about to bring. Cause they assume it's gonna be, they don't know what they're coming into. They don't know
it's gonna be raw. I think they might assume, like looking at the like with the head wrap, and you know the flower is gonna be like all delicate and flowers, and like nah. Once you press play, he's gonna deliver. It's gonna be like da 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 da. You're like woo, woo.
So like I want to get people to understand, like I don't just
don't judge a book by its cover.
Exactly, and like I want people to understand it's okay to be vulnerable. You know, like my when people see it, they're like, yo, like. My girl told me like because she took the photos. She took photos of she took the photos, and then she was like she's like she seen the head wrap, and my boy him he was like yo bro, you do know that girls wear it, right? I said actually African people wear it all the time, but so I had to educate him on it. He was like, oh word, and like that, and then my girl's like, yo, this is actually dope that you're doing this. And I was like, yeah, like I just want to make sure people understand like it's okay, because I'm still vulnerable on Pollen. Like every song is vulnerable. Like I'm still raw but very vulnerable.
And I think it's good that you're playing with the gender norms, because again, normally if you see those head wraps, you just think of like a woman would wear that. And I think if they see a man wearing that, they automatically think it's going to be a very feminine, this man's going to be very feminine stuff. So I love that.
Which is not a problem.
It's nothing wrong with that. And I think like what I love about our generation now, not only the millennials, but the Gen Z people, is that, you know, we are challenging those gender norms. We're challenging all of that. So people could really feel liberated. And I think that kind of goes to my next question, which, you know, is going to be that question and two more, and then we're done, because I know we've been talking for a while, which I appreciate.
I'm fine with it.
Yeah, but I wanted to ask you, you know, because when I look at your pictures on your IG and stuff, and, you know, I'm listening to the music, and like I told you, it brought me so much joy. And to me, Black joy is like revolutionary, right? And so, and I know you're all about Black pride, and, you know, you do that throughout all your projects. And so I wanted to ask you, what does Black liberation look like to you? Especially now that, you know, we are, you know, Black Lives Matter movement is like, you know, is loud, is out there. More people, because of the pandemic, they've been forced to listen to us a little bit more, even though not fully, but I think more people are being more aware of like what we've been asking, our generations have been asking for a long time. So what does Black liberation look like to you?
To me, I actually dropped a song called Baki, which means black in West Nigeria. I forgot what specifically. I gotta remember. Oh, that's bad. I'll remember it, but it's from West Africa. Baki means black in a different language. But also it's an anime called Baki, so it was kind of like clickbait, but not clickbait. Because like if you know about the anime Baki, you're gonna click it because you're gonna think, oh, referencing Baki. But the song's literally just about being black. And I'm calling out people of color who like they use us for like once they get to like we support them and they use our stuff, and then once they get to the top, it's like fuck the niggas again. At the end of the day, it's like, bruh, like we was there for all this. I'm calling them out for a reason, but also make them realize like, yo, this is what it is. So for me, Black liberation is make sure that we all get our messages across and make sure that everybody understands us, like no matter what. So that's why I made that song called Baki, just to make sure people understand like how I feel. And I do an aggressive. People compare to DMX flow, so it's like more of a very aggressive tone. And for me, it's more like addressing everything. And like I said, calling out people on their bullshit at the end of the day. My Black liberation means to make sure we all come along. People like I truly feel like if Black people, Hispanic people, and Asians all got along just as much as white people get along with each other, oh, we would take over.
We'll be out here.
Take over. Yeah, now we take over. It's like this, like yo, think about this, right? Because me and both talking about this. If Black people, if we all decide to leave, they won't let us leave. They will never let us leave. They say you know they say go back. I'm like, first of all, you brought us here. Secondly, if I gotta go back, you gotta go back too. And if I'm going back, I'm taking all the spices that y'all using, because my thing is
all the greatness that we made for this country. We built this country, so there's no going back.
Can you imagine if we went back and took? Because then if we're going back and all of every culture went back, that means we're taking all our spices. That means no seasoned chicken, no seasoned food. You think you can last that long without seasoned food? No.
Not only that, but like even like beyond the food and like the culture, right?
Oh no, I know that. I know
stuff that we made.
Dope. I'm saying, just you imagine we took all our resources and just said, no, we're going our own way, and we built our own stuff. Yo,
they'll be going through another pandemic of their own. Yeah,
they would question all those things. Like, yo, don't be like, don't try to say some stupid thing and think I don't have a comeback for it. Like, why are you going to war? Fight for this country. No, y'all went to the fact that they trick people to fight for freedom when we never had freedom in this country trips me out. Like, that's what I don't understand. It was like, oh, we're fighting for freedom. The flag would never represent what it was supposed to be. That was just that was propaganda too. It was like, bro,
of course.
What? Think about this, right? Can you imagine going here? You got to be home at a certain specific time, and they tell you to go home, like at a certain time. If you don't go home, you're gonna end up either dead or missing, or worse, or even worse than that. You know, who knows? And then next you know, you hear. Then next you know, they're knocking on the door. Would you like to fight for the war for your freedom? I've been like.
What if you don't, and I think like even if you look at like Spike Lee projects and all that, like, you know, like I remember he made the one about Saint Anna's or whatever, and I remember like the soldiers were talking about that, like, you know, they don't even have freedom and liberation in their own country, but yet they're fighting for it, you know, like that's the struggles and stuff.
And my thing was that I feel like it was more of a fear for them. When they said fight for their freedom, they meant their own freedom, because they're the only ethnicity that never experienced that. So it's like, can you imagine if we lost every war and then they would have like been on our level, like, yeah, now I see how it feels. Now you see how it feels to be on our level, and then they can't comprehend that because they never experienced that. So I feel like I feel like Black liberation is just get everybody together and make every ethnicity get along. As in, like, I feel like one, we got to start in our own community, and that's why the Black Panthers you can't do the Black Panthers illegal, which makes zero sense. But the Black Panthers were on a great path to do that. They wanted to have our own system, our own community like that, build our own stuff like that. Like, and we was doing that. And they said, yo, why can't you? Well, we all should get along. Like, technically, y'all did the same exact thing. Redlining is literally separating groups of people.
Exactly.
And so, yeah, you saying that it's not the same thing, it's exactly the same thing. Black Panthers are trying to get the community together. Because you put in those environments, you gotta make the best of our environments. So I feel like we gotta start in our own community. Us as Black people, we gotta call out the ones, we gotta police our own people. Yeah. I firmly be like, I don't want no police officer knocking on my door, because they might even knock. I'm
exactly. As we can see, unfortunately,
Right, and this is not even brand new. It's just that this is being filmed. The fact that people think it's brand new is like, nah, bro. This been happening before.
Now you have the physical evidence.
Exactly. Physical evidence happening. Now you get to see it. Like that. Like, and it's just like, if we police our own people, like, like we gotta call. We even gotta call our own people. Like, yo, you supposed to be doing this. Oh, X, Y, Z. Like, why are you doing this right now? Why are you giving X, Y, Z this and this like that? I need a survivor, but now it's a better way to do it, bro. Come with me. Because they was educating their own people. If we educate our own people within ourselves, we would go way farther. And I firmly believe that as a whole, if we can really call out our own people and bring every ethnicity together, even the Asians too, because we're the only community. Think about this family-wise too. We're the only community that we can't live with our parents at a certain age. Ain't that crazy? And when white people, oh yeah, you can stay here, all that, and then finally have enough money, they leave their parents' house and then find it, or their parents' house in that Black community. Yo, you gotta do this, man. You gotta start paying. Like, bro, how can I leave your house if I'm paying rent every day? One example, and like, you're not helping me. Like, you know what I'm trying to say? It's just like,
I get what you're saying. It's because we don't have as much resources or generational wealth like other communities have. That, you know, we could take that chance to be like, all right, like, whatever.
Right. And it's not even our fault. That's systemic.
Yeah, it's
that's
not.
The most systemic thing. And the fact, and I feel like we gotta start building together. That's why I want to build that neighbor. I want to make sure everybody knows everybody, like around the corner, around the street. Like, yo, little Jimmy's outside at 10 o'clock p.m. Do you know he's outside? Oh, now I know he was outside. All right, well, you mind if I bring him home? Yeah, I want that much trust. Cause we're the only ethnicity that can't trust any ethnicity, even our own, because of systemic racism, because of we've been done wrong by everybody. Yeah. So. Yeah. I just want to make sure that we all can understand each other and make sure that we all can help each other out. And that's all I really want. So the liberation, I feel like we got to start in our own community, because no other community is going to help us out.
I think just going off of that, I think it starts with, you know, understanding who you are as a person, as, you know, mind, body, spirit and all that, but where you come from, all of that. And so I'm very grateful to artists like you, Black artists, who are telling our stories, who are telling our history, who are educating us of not only the present, but the past, and, you know, making us excited about the future. And I think that's beautiful. And I wanted to ask you a question as well. I know we're
Go
gonna end
ahead.
the interview soon.
No, I'm fine.
But
Fine. We're good.
okay, so I wanted to ask you, because like obviously I told you like you're an amazing, incredibly talented artist, and I wanted to ask you, like, did you ever run into challenges? I know you talked about it a little bit earlier of like some challenges that you ran into in terms of like collaborating with people and trying to have doors open up to you, but like while you were like going through those challenges, what kept you going, and what advice would you give to other artists that are, might be in a similar type of situation?
Challenges I faced was mostly my own self-doubt and my own depression. Because I have really bad depression. Like most black people, we have depression. We're born with it, according to science anyway. And battling with that, where it's just like, yo, I can't do it. I'm not gonna be nothing. Like these artists are all like you're comparing your story to other stories. So that's what I was doing, comparing other stories to my story. And it was just like that. It takes time. Some people may blow up early, and that's their story. And for me, it was just like I just wanted to get there. It wasn't jealousy. It wasn't envy. It was more of like I want to be able to be there with y'all.
Like patience. You're just like, I just want to be there. Like I
Yeah,
got
just
it.
wanna-
Like
yeah.
come on.
Like I'm there was like I'm struggling. I'm really working hard for this. It was hard for me. Like those days I would cry and be like, yo, I'm really not shit. Like I'm really not doing anything. Like am I really worth it? And I'll get like my boy would hit me and my boy Matt, which I love that dude to the core. Like that dude's like my brother. He religiously bumps my music, yo. Like that's somebody. Like him and D bump my music since day one. And he was like, bro. And then my boy Sonny, he randomly hit me and he was like, bro, you're fucking nasty. And Sonny's a beast. And I was like, it was random. I was just like, what the fuck? I was like, why would you say that? He was like, bro, I just bumped your song, bro.
He's not lying. You are incredibly talented.
And then like it takes, but people can tell you, but doesn't mean you're gonna believe. Like they tell me, but even that, it's just my own self. So it's my own self-doubt. But then I'm at a point where now I'm just like, you know what? I am that. It's more fighting yourself. It's a constant battle with yourself. So there's days where I will feel like I am this, and then other days I'm like, I'm nowhere that I need to be.
It's a journey.
And what pushes me is like, don't look at media. Like I'm not really on social media. Like, I only post when I'm about to post music or I'm about to do something. But now I have to be on social media. I have to do an interview because I gotta get my name out there.
Of
But
course.
once I make it out there, I'm gonna be honest, not doing interviews no more.
Yay! Fahrenheit TV has the exclusive.
So it's just like I want to stay from interviews. I want my personal life to be personal.
Of course, you have to protect that. You have to.
Yeah. So looking on social media and looking at other people's success can make you feel worse in your fear and doubting yourself, because every artist doubts themselves. It's like, I even keep doing this. You have to have your own belief in yourself and keep writing. Don't stop regardless. Like pour it out, because for me that was my therapy. So that's what keeps me going. It's like, yo, if I don't tell these stories, I'm gonna be in my head all day and day. And I don't want that. It's bad enough I'm already in my head like 16 hours a day. I don't need the rest to be like added up. So
exactly.
So for me, it's just like, don't pay attention to social media. Don't pay attention to others. Keep having your own belief in yourself. No matter how many days you ain't doubt yourself, it's okay to doubt yourself. It's fine. I tell people, I said, don't doubt yourself. It's okay to doubt yourself. It's okay. Because at least you're aware of that. But once you're aware of that, acknowledge that the doubt and then move forward from that.
Yes.
That's what helps me. That's what helped me get where I am. That's what helps me push. Because once I'm working on a project, I'm extremely excited. Like that's what keeps me going. Like I'm extremely excited. So that's what I tell artists to do. Acknowledge your doubts. Acknowledge like how you feel. Even if you drop a project and it's bad, if you don't like it, grow from that. Don't just fall from that. Be like, you know what? Okay, this one's bad. Now how can I grow from this project? That's always been my thing. So just acknowledge your failures, acknowledge your own self-doubt, and like be like, and then nip it in the butt and be like, you know what? I feel like this, but I know if I keep pushing, I'm gonna be where I want to be. Because at the end of the day, there's a lot of artists who are trash who made it. Let's be real. let's be honest as hell. Like there's a lot of artists out there that made it, and we're like, how? Like we're genuinely asking, how did they make it? It's because they was hungry. Because they was hungry. You gotta acknowledge that they was hungry, they believed it, and they got it.
That's true. You gotta respect their hustle. Yep. You might not agree. Yeah, you might agree with their content or like what they're doing, but they got the hustle. And I say amen to everything that you said, because being an artist or an entrepreneur, someone that has a vision, no matter what you are, whatever your title is, whether you're an artist or not, like, you have to acknowledge too that all of our paths are unique and different for a reason. You know what I mean? So you can't compare yourself, and it's natural for us to do that, especially in the world that we're living in, where social media sometimes can make or break you. You know, the amount of followers you have, all of that definitely will make you self-doubt, like, you know, have self-doubt and not believing yourself and kill your confidence. But like you were saying, like, continuing to create, continuing to acknowledge all those things, but kind of staying away from all of that nonsense drama and just focusing on your journey is what you need to do. And that's what will ultimately make you successful and grow. Like just thinking about all the acts that you were talking about, act 1, act 2, act 3 of all the projects that you worked on, you could see the confidence, you could see the growth, you know what I mean? So I thank you for sharing that with our audience, because I think once they listen to your projects, especially Pollen, that's out now on SoundCloud, that you all should listen to, they will see not only that they not only see the talent and the rawness and all the, you know, great things that you deliver, but they will see a Black, you know, artist that is, you know, comfortable in their skin and really proud of what they're doing so far, and acknowledging that they still have a lot more growing to do. And I think that's the type of, you know, realness that we need to see in today's society. So my last question to you, which is, like, I feel like one of the most important, is how do people get in touch with you? How can we support you?
Okay, one, how to get in touch with me is official Mr. Bates on Twitter and Instagram. They're both the same, official Mr. Bates. Or just type in Aaron Bates and you'll see me. Like, I changed my profile so I can say hi on my face, but official Mr. Bates on Twitter, Instagram, on SoundCloud. Just type in Aaron Bates and I'll pop up and ask me hi to my face, which I'm gonna change that profile too. And I'm actually done on SoundCloud. So those 3 EPs, that's the EP series. I'm done with SoundCloud. So if you want to be a fan and get to know music, go to my SoundCloud, type in Aaron Bates, you'll see me pop up. I'm about to start putting music on all streaming platforms. So it's about to be, I'm about to go all out. So that's why I said I'm about to put my foot in the door, because this is about to be it's about to be the break. So no more music on SoundCloud. They're about to be on all streaming platforms. I'm about to have a website, everything. That's still in the works right now, but modeling, clothes, all that now. So that's I'm about to really put my foot in the door. Make sure people understand me. So
we're so excited.
Bates. And if you want features, you know, just type in batesmusicinfo@gmail.com for features, because I'm ready to do. I'm open to features, and it's free for now. You know,
get him get in contact before he's up there. He's even up there and more than he is now. So that's awesome. So at least, like, right now we can listen to it on SoundCloud until we stay in touch with you, and then we'll be able to listen to it on all streaming platforms.
Oh yeah, and I definitely plan on doing like specials for Day One fans and Day One people who have been listening since Day One. So I definitely plan on doing specials like that, like special events or stuff like that for the ones who've been there since Day One. Like if I do a listening party, I help the Day One fans and like, yo, come to this and come to that. So I have a lot of stuff on special tickets, all that when I start blowing up. So, you know, yeah, just get to that. If you want features, Bass Music Info, and I definitely will deliver, you know, at the end of the day.
He's not
lying.
Thank
you for having me so much. Seriously, I really do appreciate this. This is an amazing experience.
Thank you. Thank you so much for being on our platform, for sharing your story, for being vulnerable and trusting us with it. And we just can't wait to see, you know, what other blessings the universe has for you in the future. So I hope that you continue to have a peaceful summer, that you find some joy, that you stay in good health, you and your family and your kin and everybody. And we can't wait to see, you know, the future. Hopefully you'll be on another episode, even if you're just, you know, just spinning a rhyme, because you said, you know, this is going to be one of the exclusives. So we're happy that we got it.
I got you.
Yeah.
You spit a rhyme, I got you.
Awesome. So thank you so much, Aaron.
Thank you so much. If you want to freestyle, I can spit one right now. If you want.
Yo, we ready. You ready, Fahrenheit TV? Woo! Drum roll.
It's about to be real short. So let me start thinking on top of the head. All right. Raised up in the fire or die or fail. Medusa looked her in the face, acquired a penance stare. I refuse to believe that everything is set in stone. Life has fucked me in so many positions. You done thought I made up the Kama Sutra, medulla oblongata, just breathe. The slow your roll, a constant rotation, debating if it's life or is to Satan. I'm not saying I believe in the devil, but the evils be creeping, the pale demon, they're reaching for other reasons. I should kick the bucket, like fuck it, whatever. No, things will never shift to gear, the switch to automatic. Bro, your license are suspended. You drive it slow, you gotta accurately dodge infinity. Out of the enemy, speak it repeatedly, so get the moving. You haul ass and pack your bags, you don't even got cash. Plan A to B, a scenery, I'm thinking individually, then I'm a monster. I walk it in your pocket, I'm Dr. Seuss, but I'm conscious. Who could think of this subconsciously? Write it down and speak confidently. If I'm able, that's because I am. With music, I take a stand. Or testing out deep water. I'm drowning in hydrogen peroxide. What else I could think of the oxide? Nah, that's all you get for the oxide.
Hey, fire!
That's all.
For sharing that. And guys, please support Aaron Bates. Go listen to his projects right now that's on SoundCloud. Keep in touch with him so that way you can find out about his future projects, especially, you know, when they become available on all streaming platforms. And please support our local artists. It's so important to, you know, support us, especially with this pandemic. You know, there's been a lot of opportunities that have been kind of stripped away from us. So it's really important that we give the love and the support to our artists and, you know, continue giving them the love and the respect that they deserve. So thank you for watching this episode. We can't wait to see you next month. Stay safe out there. Wear your masks. And find things
mask,
that
please.
Every day, Black Lives Matter. Wear your mask. Drink a lot of water. Find things that bring you peace and joy. And we will see you on the next episode. Thank you, Aaron.
Yes, sir. You're very welcome. Thank you so much.